that we were driving to my grandmother's house. And it was my father driving, my mother next to him, my brother in the back, and me next to him. And my brother, while we were crossing a railroad, just elbowed me and said, "Do you see that railroad?" And I said, "Why are we whispering?" And he said, "Because we cannot let Mom know." And I'm like, "Know what?" And she said, "Did you see the railroad?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "That's where we found you 5 years ago." And I'm like, "What?" And he said, "Yes, we found you there 5 years ago. And Mom, she's has like a soft heart, and decided to take you with us, but you're not part of our family. We found you in the railroad." And I said, "Was I in a basket?" And he said, "No basket." Which is kind of depressing, right? The basket would make it look cute. I'm like, "Okay, was I wrapped in a blanket?" He said, no blanket." And I said, "Was I just by myself there in the railroad?" And my brother says, "Yes, butt naked in the railroad." And I started crying and crying and crying. And when I got to my grandmother, I said, Grandma, I know." She said, "What do you know?" "I know, Grandma." And she said, "What do you know?" "I know everything." And she said, Tell me. I just found out everything, and I realized that I am a UFO that was left by mistake in the railroad, and I belong to a planet where all the girls like me have pee-pees. I am just another girl. And he said, "Yes, you are just another girl." And I thought, oh my God, he understands me. He's the perfect person with me. I want to fucking marry him. And he said, "I have a proposition for you." And said, "Oh my God, he really wants to be my boyfriend." And I said, "Yes, what is it?" And he said, "Let's go to the bathroom." And I'm like, "To the bathroom?" And he said, "Yes, let's go to the bathroom." And I went, and we opened the bathroom, and we closed the door, and he starts kissing me and kissing me and kissing me. He kissed so well, though. I'm a sucker for a good kiss. Kissing me and kissing me and kissing me. And it's just a little light coming from there, like that one, right? And he pulls his dick out, which was kind of like a small arm. And I held that dick in my hand. I don't know, have you ever held a small cat in your hand? Kind of like that, and it was moving a little bit like a little kitty, right? And I look down, and I see a stain over that dick. And the 80s, end of the 80s, HIV, and I was like, "What is that?" And he said, "Well, it's only one way for you to know." And curiosity has always been my problem. I said, "What do I have to do?" And he said, "You have to make it grow." And I said, innocently, "How do I make it grow?" And he said, "Go on your knees and suck it." So I went on my knees, and I started sucking that dick, and sucking that dick, and that shit started growing. And that shit is huge. And I get up, and the lights goes down to his humongous dick, and I finally see what it is. A tattoo of Jesus Christ on his dick. I swear, that dick was so big that it was even space for rays of light for Jesus Christ from the back, And when Jesus is like giving you absolution like this. And I look at it and I said, oh my God. And he said, exactly.